What's up, guys? Rob Kuhn here. Today we're going to review two absolutely wild hands that Phil Hellmuth played last night at Hustler Casino. Let's get into the action.
There are some fans at home that are like, oh wait, I see Phil's playing just based on reads.
Call.
And he's...
Action folds around to the hijack with King 10, and Hellmuth decides to limp. Not a very standard play. Normally you would raise.
And, you know, but then they don't understand the subtlety of the trapping game.
Raise. 1,000 then. Boom.
The trapping game's a long-term game.
1,000 to go now. Call.
Oh, if you only had a camera in the booth.
JR makes it 5x to $1,000, and Hellmuth and both Keating call.
JR raises to
Yeah,
1,000. Gonna get some action. Well, JR flops a set of queens. Hellmuth with a gut shot.
2.
Oh, Keating gonna take off here. Bottom pair,
Hellmuth, having the backdoor flush draw and the gut shot to the absolute nuts, has a fairly trivial call. No reason to check raise. You don't really have the range advantage, so just go ahead and go for the call, hope for a jack, and play on.
in there. So you can see a king with a jack here for Hellmuth, but doesn't come here on the turn.
Yes, you will.
Ooh,
Sorry, guys, I'm not gonna
look at this. Check call lead. He's got a read, but this time he's leading into middle set.
The problem with leading here is Hellmuth does not have the range advantage. You would think hands like aces or pocket queens, maybe even a hand like pocket eights, would go for the raise pre. However, once he goes for the check call, he doesn't have the range advantage anymore, as he's very likely not going to be check calling a hand such as ace king, aces, or queens.
You know what drink I had this
The
weekend?
king 10.
I don't drink hard alcohol.
So
but it's a
6,000.
vodka martini.
He's gonna get raised.
That's good. Want to get one?
JR goes from the raise to 19,000, which folds out Keating. Now, keep in mind, when there's also two players in the hand, JR's raise is going to be stronger than normal, as Hellmuth is leading into two players. JR is now raising into two players.
The fuck do you have? Aces and queens?
What is Hellmuth doing
Can't be
here?
ace queen.
Call 13,000. Is he gonna represent a club? Well, the river's a 5. He's got king high.
Keating and I are going to chug a beer.
What's going on here?
Old world style. If you guys have a porno, I'll have one with you.
22,000. He calls with king high.
So there's a lot of problems with this hand. Now, yes, there is a possibility that Phil misread his hand and did think he has ace 10. But as someone who's played for something like 35 years, I don't think Phil would ever misread his hand in this situation. I think he truly thought JR was bluffing, and then does proceed to talk about, how often he bluffs in certain situations. The problem with calling king high here is when you have both a king and a 10 in your hand, you start to block hands like king 10, king jack, jack 10, the hands that JR would naturally have as bluffs. Calling with king high here makes zero sense, and thus causes him to lose a six-figure pot.
Mr. Reed. What a read. Wow.
Well, I think that was someone's table, Chimon. That
Flabbergasting.
was their Corona.
Okay. Fuck, I got fucked up because of the app game. Because JR bluffs all his money off on the app game. Just a big ace is good enough to lead out just so he could bluff me. I let out just so he would raise.
Phil's logic here makes, quite frankly, zero sense. I guess they play on some app game where JR tends to bluff quite a bit, and Hellmuth decided to call. The problem is, once again, JR's line is very credible, as he both raised pre-flop, bet the flop, and raised the turn. King 10 has very bad properties for blockers, so thus you want to go ahead and fold. Why he called, I will never know. In our second hand with Hellmuth, we have a under the gun raise to 1,200, the blinds being 1 to 400, and let's go ahead and look at the action.
A bunch of attempts, no big hits.
Oh, Hellmuth with ace king.
I saw a preview for one of his movies coming out now.
Just gonna call. Shema.
Phil could obviously 3-bet here. He decides to go ahead and call, perhaps allowing players behind to call with inferior aces or kings, and or possibly squeeze.
Yeah,
Freeberg's got something,
everyone
too.
always wants to bet on him. They want him to win. I'm sorry?
And JR's got pocket 10s.
Put him here?
Freeberg with king jack suited, so we got a lot of hands here. JR looks like he's gonna squeeze just off that loss with ace king. And what is Hellmuth gonna do with ace king coming back around? He flat called. Is he gonna put in the back raise? There's gonna be a lot of dead money out here.
Keating from the shadow decides to call for 8,600 more. Put jack 8
Raise
off.
call, 3-bet call. And Chamath just mucked Jack 10 of diamonds.
And action is back to Hellmuth in the cutoff, who has ace-king. They're playing 400 big blinds deep. JR here can easily squeeze hands for value, like ace-10 suited, ace-jack suited, ace-queen off, perhaps a hand like king-queen suited. All hands, ace-king dominates pre-flop, so thus we have a very easy call.
What will Phil do?
Just you have 200?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, 150, 150.
Remember, Alan Keating had asked Hellmuth, are your chips in play at the beginning of the show? Oh my god. Oh.
Phil looks at the camera, goes like this, and decides to fold. Why he decided to fold, I literally have no clue. You are putting somebody on kings or better. You block both aces and kings with ace-king. They can have inferior aces or kings in their hands, like king-queen suited, king-jack suited, ace-10 suited, ace-jack suited. All hands that we absolutely dominate. Play a pot with ace-king in position and go from there. Why he folded, this is, beyond terrible. There's no other way to put it. This is just beyond terrible. Do not play like